Hey guys, Letter Magic here, and another video update that's kind of going along with the rules change. In fact, the same guy wrote this article, but this time they're changing the oracle text on the cards, which means that if you have a paper copy of it, it is now wrong. It is now worded incorrectly, and you have to do or play something different on it. That's not usually how it works. It's more like a clarification, a consistency update, whatever. And all three of these that are in the article are incredibly insignificant, but people wanted me to cover it anyway for some reason. So first up, we got sponsire of Ulamog. It used to say pay 20. Yes, this is a real card. Cast any number of Eldrazi cards from among the cards you own outside the game without paying their mana costs. Basically, they're changing it to pay 20, cast any number of Eldrazi spells from among cards you own outside the game without paying the mana costs. And they claim that's because of double-faced cards. It's not clear, card versus spell, what you're exactly allowed to do. So that does clarify it. I do agree with that. But the problem is that's a card from Rise of the Eldrazi. So when are we ever going to see like a reprint of it that corrects it? And you just got to know. You have to know that it works a little bit differently than exactly how it's worded. And if you're, used to cards from like the first 10-ish sets that Wizards did, you're not even surprised. I mean, all of them have been reworded pretty much. But for a card that recent, it's just odd. And this isn't accompanied by any kind of reprint. That's usually how it brings it back to the forefront. The question is, how did somebody catch this? How did somebody know to change just this one card out of nowhere? It's very odd. The same goes for the next one, Wildfire Cerberus. The previous warning was, when Wildfire Cerberus becomes monstrous, it deals 2 damage to each opponent and each creature your opponents control. So they're basically adding a pronoun reference here. It's to make it consistent with other cards, but this was from Journey into Nyx. Like, how did it take this long to catch it? And how did they catch it just now? I would love to know both. But it's now going to say, when it becomes monstrous, it deals 2 damage to each opponent and each creature they control, instead of reiterating the word opponent twice. Oh yes, they had to single out that one card in order to create a pronoun reference instead of making it repetitive but precise. What a great idea. But how did somebody just come out and say, oh, this uncommon that nobody plays from a set like a bunch of years ago, that needs to be changed? That's inconsistent. I would love to know the story behind that. So finally, we've got cards like Burning Wish, but they're only giving Burning Wish as an example. So they're just making it more efficient. And this wording actually applies to 14 cards. Wow. And I actually don't really agree with the change, but the previous wording for just Burning Wish would be, you may choose a sorcery card you own from outside the game. If anything, cut you own. I mean, if you already have to look up the definition of outside the game and it means, well, if you're playing a casual format, then it means whatever you mean, but it should mean this, but it doesn't mean this, and it means something different in this, and then an official play, it just means your sideboard, and blah, 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 whatever. If you're going to look all that up, you might as well cut out the part that says you own, and it means that literally, but it also means own as in the rules. Every card has an owner and a controller. I don't know when the hell your opponent would own your sideboard. I don't think that would ever happen. So why put it? But no, that's not what they're changing. They're changing you may choose a sorcery card to be you may reveal a sorcery card. Well, you're choosing, so considering, it's choose one or more of the following for a modal spell and choose target creature or whatever. The word choose is all over the game. So just to say reveal, I guess means imply that you chose it, but it's very odd. So it used to say you may choose a sorcery card you own from outside the game, reveal that card, and put it into your hand, then exile Burning Wish. Now it will say you may reveal a sorcery card you own from outside the game, and put it in your hand, exile Burning Wish. So they actually got rid of the part that says reveal that card and put it into the first part of the sentence. They made it just the tiniest little bit more vague. I don't know why they would think that's a good idea. So that's really annoying, but at least that's it. I think the last time we had an Oracle update, it was like a dozen or so cards. So I was surprised that they only stuck to 3 this time, but boy, are these random. It's just odd. I could see, outside the game, okay, that's been on cards lately, but where did they get Wildfire Cerberus and Sponsire of Ulamog from? It's just so strange. So anyway, that's your big, super important update to the game that'll change how you play at a fundamental level, if you play with these cards. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.